Hello everyone, thanks for tuning into France 24. I'm Jeannie Gardula and this is Culture. Coming up in just a few minutes' time, we'll be talking to Iranian-American artist Ali Banisadr. His latest solo exhibition opens here in Paris tomorrow night. But first, we'll head to Italy where the Venice Carnival is in full swing. This year the annual party takes on the senses with the theme Six Senses for 6 neighborhoods. But the ever-faithful masked revelers are of course there as well. They've taken to the streets in their elaborate period costumes for 10 days of balls, parades and fireworks. The carnival draws in crowds from all over the world and sparks all kinds of crazy behavior.
On one side of town, there's the official parade. Festivities have a medieval touch. Dancers, jugglers, and musicians open the march. And then, the ancient rulers make their entrance. Every year, the parade recounts the history of Venice, one century after the other. The designers get more creative every year.
Today, I'm an incredible.
A what?
A character from the 19th century.
And the lady?
She's from the 18th century. We don't really match.
The costumes may not be very accurate, but nobody here seems to care. The crowd wants a bit of fantasy, not a lecture.
It's magnificent. There are beautiful masks. It's worth coming here.
At the heart of the show, the Angel's Flight. This year, a young local model was selected for the ride.
It's great. I've never felt like this before, and I would redo it if I could.
On the other side of the city, there's a more traditional carnival for serious aficionados like Andre. He came all the way from Brittany and will spend 10 days taking pictures.
I've been coming here now for 10 years. I can recognize people with their masks on. I look at their eyes, their appearance.
Some enjoy watching, others want to be seen.
It's as if the dreams we've always had have come true. Being a princess, I feel like a duchess or a marchioness.
The centuries-old carnival had fallen out of favor and was reinstated only 30 years ago. The main goal was to attract tourists. That's one thing it has managed to do. Tourists flood every year to Venice, one of the world's most beautiful cities.
Well, if you are in Italy this week, be sure to check it out. The Venice Carnival is on until next Tuesday, February 16th. Well, my guest today on Culture is Iranian-American artist Ali Banisadr. At just 33 years old, he's already made a name for himself in the art world. His second solo show opens tomorrow at Gallery Thaddeus Ropac. That's in the Marais district here in Paris. Ali, hello. Thanks for being here with us.
Hello.
Now, you were just saying it was interesting watching that story about the carnival because you recognize some of that in your own work. Tell us about that.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of my work, it deals with costumes and masks and hiding behind your identity sort of thing. And so many people have told me to go see the show, and it's great that it was before this.
Well, we're going to discover some of your work right now on screen. Tell us a bit more about your inspiration. I saw that you are often interested in opposition and conflict, that sort of thing. What is it about war and battle that you like to put in your work?
Well, growing up in Iran, I grew up in a time when it was turmoil, like the revolution, the Islamic Revolution happened, and then the 8 Years' War, and then moving to the U.S. on the opposite side, just being able to think Eastern, Western thought. It's kind of like a civil war in my head of having both thoughts, which is kind of good because you kind of see both sides of the coin at the same time,
All right, let's take a closer look at some of your paintings. We're going to start with one that's called The Gatekeepers. It should be coming up in just a few minutes' time. Tell us about the inspiration behind this work.
Yeah, but this one, I was thinking about, they're gatekeepers of, it could be any system, it could be any place, any time, any culture, and these are the gatekeepers of, say, religion, culture, just different systems. The blue color, it was just something that happened intuitively. It was like a celestial world that I wanted to create. Most of the stuff I do, I mean, the mood, it happens intuitively. It just feels right.
Well, it's interesting because you were mentioning the blue, but often your work seems to be dominated by one color. We saw the blue there, but also fuchsia, black, a green, like in the painting we're about to see now called Nothing That Is So Is So. How do you go about choosing what color is going to dominate a work?
It always happens while I'm working on one painting. I always think about the next painting, and it always just sort of grows out of it organically, you know. So when I was doing a red painting, I was thinking about, okay, the next painting I want it to be a metallic, machine-like black painting, and that's just what I did right after it. So they kind of grow out of each other.
How did you come up with the green for this one?
Which one is that? Oh,
Nothing
the green. I don't know. I just wanted to create like a garden of earthly delight kind of landscape, you know, like Hieronymus Bosch's.
Now, your work has often been compared to the work of 16th century Dutch painter Hieronymus Bosch. What do you think about that comparison?
Yeah, I agree. He's my favorite artist, and I think it's more so about what he was dealing with. You know, like you could look at his work and it's universal. You could still think about what he was trying to say for that time. It works for our time now. So I think I kind of want to create similar kind of situations where it's universal.
Now, this exhibition, in it, one of your works is the recreation of another Dutch painter, Adrian van de Ven. His original work is called Fishing for Souls. We're going to see that in a minute, and then your work next to it. Tell us about why you chose that work and then why you decided to redo it.
Well, that painting is about... you have Protestants on one side and you have Catholics on the other side, and they're just trying to recruit, you know. And I wanted to create the same thing, but not have any specific religious or a specific place, but have the just have the character. They're recruiting for whatever cause they're after, religious cause or political cause or whatever it is.
Now, you know, of course, that yesterday around marked the 31st anniversary of the Islamic Revolution. You yourself were born in Iran. Do you have any memories of that time, things concrete that come to mind?
I don't have much memory of the revolution, but definitely the 8 Years' War. I remember, you know, the alarm would go off and you would run down to the basement and you would hear sounds of vibration and explosion, and at the time I couldn't make any sense out of it because all I would hear was the sounds. And I think that's something that opened up my imagination to try to imagine what those sounds are creating, you know. And so as a little kid I would go and draw like monsters. So that's
the inspiration for today. Well, Ali, your solo show isn't on now here in Paris. Paris, of course, has a huge history of art. What's your favorite artistic thing to do in Paris? Do you have a favorite museum, a painting that you love to see here?
Wow, that's a lot. I love to go to the Louvre. That's my favorite place to go every time I come. Yesterday I went to Musée d'Orsay, which was great. It was my first time going there, so that was great.
Something to strive for. Maybe one day one of your paintings will be hanging there as well.
Yes.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Ali banisadr, for coming in and telling us about your work. Now, your solo show kicks off tomorrow night. That's at the Gallery Thaddeus Ropac in the Marais here in Paris, and your show is on until March 13th.
Yes.
Well, I hope you enjoy your time here in Paris. Who's your favorite French artist?
French artist. Let's see. I like Manet.
All right. Well, thank you so much, and thank you for watching France 24. Stay with us, and we'll see you soon for another dose of culture. Thank you.
Thank you.